Yeah, I'm never gonna leave work this late again. Kitty Kart 64 is a horror game that I recently discovered on itch.io. Initially, it looked to me like it was some kind of cute Diddy Kong 64 kind of racing game. But then, yeah, you very quickly start to notice things are going very wrong in here. Still, I think that the game is kind of worth giving a shot. From what I've seen, at least, the screenshots look very promising, as well as I really dig the art style. So, why not give it a shot? I do highly recommend you check out the game yourself before watching this video though. There's enough content to also still watch after you've made your way through the game yourself. It's a pretty short game, around an hour, no not even, 30 minutes, it's a demo after all. And I will have to warn you, this game is pretty spooky, so if you're not fully convinced to play it yourself, there will be a moment in this video where I try to convince you again to pick up the controller or whatever you're using and play through this game yourself. The thing is, the best experience you get from this game is by just experiencing it yourself, fresh and new, without having any context of what is going to happen. So without any further ado, let's just dive into the game, shall we?
Welcome to Kitty Kart 64!
Oh, would you look at that? Ain't that a nice title screen? Nice graphics and all, good music. Everything screams just, this is such a fun racing game. Sound effects are absolutely amazing, and I'm really just getting a massively good vibe from this game. Look at how cheerful everything looks. I didn't know you could connect a controller, but wait, what does that mean? Question mark. Huh, the game doesn't know how to connect an extra controller? That's kind of weird. Well, there's not a lot of else to do around here, so I guess we'll just dive in. Alright, here we go. Didn't expect this to be this fast. Anyways, rev your engines and go! Where's the rest of everyone? Did the programmers forget to add the rest of the characters? Ah, well, the controls at least feel nice. I'm able to control my cart and not even have an annoying honk, which is just absolutely freaking amazing. And the track is pretty beautiful too, and listen to that background music! This is absolutely amazing, but it feels so empty. Like, don't get me wrong, the entire track is just fantastic, and there's even this cool bridge section in the part where you go underneath this little block, but where's the rest? Where is everyone? What the hell is that? Is that smoke in the distance? What the hell? There's a cart around here. Wait, who does this belong to? Well, I very quickly figured out that I can ride up this little tower, and on top we find something that is really weird. It's a childlike drawing of a sheep. Okay, who left this here? I don't really feel comfortable right now. Something is definitely off, and whilst playing with the cones is fun, I kinda don't know where to go. It feels like I'm stuck. Driving multiple laps and actually crossing the finish line multiple times doesn't do anything. The counter's just still stuck at 1 out of 3. And the timer just keeps ticking. Gives me kinda stress. But there's no one to compete against, so I'm not losing. I guess I'm first all the way through. There has to be something that I've missed. Definitely. How far can I actually go off this track? It's really weird. This playmat is something that reminds me of what I used to play on when I was a kid, but is there an actual invisible wall near the edge? What is supposed to be going on here? And why is the music fading out? Wait a second. Are we supposed to fall off the edge? Well, that answers that. Oh, please tell me this is chocolate or something. Just what exactly is happening around here? This place is weird. If you don't drive over these billboard signs that say go, 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 you will actually slowly sink into whatever the hell this is and actually, you know, drown. I'm not planning on doing that right now. I'm gonna stay on these boards. Get me out of here. Hey, what's that in the distance? Oh, looks like to be another racer. Hello. Don't have to be so rude about that. Jesus. Glad to know it's mud though. Thanks, it's not some kind of other brown nasty thing. Oh, come on, what do you mean you're not gonna let me on here? You're very rude! Guess I'll have to find my own little thing then. We continue driving over those billboards, we find another drawing. Well, there's that sheep again, and he seems to be drowning. No, hang in there, Sean. And, wait, what the heck? What is this? Is that girl? Well, you're a big meanie for not letting the sheep chill with you on that block, but... Huh? What's going on? So we found one of our fellow racers, but... Once again, this drawing shows the sheep sinking in the mud. Is that what we're supposed to be doing? Where the hell are we now? Some kind of desert? What? Oh, hello there, Mr. Bunny. Hey, what are you doing? How can you walk on water? What do you mean you cannot feel anything? Do you... Huh? What the heck is happening to the music? Wait, what? A drawing? Another one? And it's that rabbit. Something is not right here. Help! I recently just bought a new PC. It should be working fine. What the hell's going on? This is... Oh, what is this? What do you mean you finally can feel something now? Mr. Rabbit Bunny Man, are you okay? This game is just... What is going on right here?
Well, dear viewer, if you wish to find out exactly what is going on here, I suggest once again, pick up the controller and play the game for yourself.
I'm going to take a step back and we'll just say that the best way to experience this game is now to do it yourself. Yeah, pick up the controller. I promise there are no jump scares in this game. Only near the end might you get a little startled, like me at my first playthrough, but you will probably be fine. No, I know you will be fine. Don't worry about it. And hey, if you think it's way too scary for you, you can always turn down the music. The reason I'm telling you this is because most of the just horror in this game, because let's be honest, at this point you already probably know what's going on. Most of that horror is just best experienced fresh in a new playthrough when you don't know what the hell is happening. And I'm about to spoil the best parts of the horror atmosphere and the best interactions in the game for you all, so I once again really suggest you just pick up the controller and start playing this game for yourself, because it would be a waste not to figure out the things that this game, Kitty Kart 64, has to offer if you just played it yourself. This is your last chance. You can still go back and, you know, grab the controller and play this thing for yourself. But if you don't want to do that because you're a little too scared, I get that, I suppose. Then, let's dive deeper into this, kitty hole. No, wait, that sounds actually horrible. This rabbit hole or whatever this is, I don't know what to say anymore. Let's just go deeper. I'm scared too, okay? Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, these people are screaming. Oh, I gotta get out of here. Please, please, please get me out of here. Get me out of here. Piece of shit falling blocks keep getting in my way. I need to go somewhere. At least there still seems to be a path I can drive to. Please let it get me out of here. Yes, this must be it. Maybe if we fall down here, maybe then we'll be safe. Please, please. Congratulations.
With what exactly?
Hey, look at that. There's balloons here that we're supposed to pop. At least that's a nice change of pace.
But, why are we still in the void of hell?
Also, what do those signs say? That is no incoherent language. Congratulations. Guess we're supposed to pop all of these balloons. They, look happy enough. Finally, we get a nice change of pace. Yeah. Ah! I don't like those noises. What the hell's going on here? All these balloons, some of them, they're filled with blood and make scary sounds. Crying babies. My worst nightmare. Hey, it's another character, another racer that we found. Hello, little mousy. What do you mean you're not supposed to be here? Don't want to wake up. I guess if we just keep driving around, we can maybe find something. In like the bottom right corner, there's this trophy that you can get, but you're not even able to access it. It just pops out of existence right as you touch it. Not even a prize? Come on, man. I suppose we just have to pop all of those balloons. Oh no. I did it! And we pop ourselves! Oh no, where are we now? Is this the highway to Detroit or something? This is just really ominous. There's creepy music, there's very little vision, very creepy background. Just what is just all of this? traffic cones, block road thingies. There's a cat here. Sorry, I don't speak your language. I guess I'll just be on my way, I suppose. Oh, great. I keep going in circles. Where do I get out of here? Oh, looks to be another drawing. Sure, why not? And this one also has the same sheep from before. And oh my god, is this water? Oh no, okay, guys, I want you to know, I have thalassophobia. I cannot do this, probably. There's fish around, which I like fish. They comfort me, but all of this is just... Oh my god. And yet another drawing. Something with opened and closed eyes. What? There also seems to be a ramp here. Well... Here goes nothing. Ah, yes, of course! The Burger King parking lot! Just the place I want to be right now! Mom, help! Lights and parking spots as far as the eye can see, only no carts beside myself to park. What is this? Oh god, yeah, those are teeth. I'm starting to think that I know what happened to our little sheep friend that went before us. There's these red arrows pointing me somewhere, I suppose that is hopefully not blood. Do we have to go inside? Go even deeper? I don't even want to go anymore. More of those arrows. Please, let it stop already. Where are we going? Oh my god! The finish line! Yes, let's go! Please! I'm gonna let this part play out for itself and explain what's gonna happen. After that, I'll come back to you and we'll just review the story very quickly. Also, please change your pants after this because... Ooh.
That was Kitty Kart 64. Congratulations, you finished it.
I freeze framed this because after this the game just automatically closes. So yeah, why don't we dive into the story? So that was quite the game, huh? And whilst I don't exactly know what is going on, I can kind of make a couple of theories based on what I've seen in Kitty Kart 64. So, first of all, one of the most important aspects I kept seeing around in the game were these drawings of this sheep. And to be honest, I don't really know what the role of this sheep character is. We don't actually find him or her or they or them, but I do think that the sheep most likely went before us and then actually ended up dying before we could do anything about it. And we just follow in the sheep's footsteps because, yeah, they're nowhere to be found. So I suppose that the sheep died before us. Another theory I kind of have, or like thoughts I have, which is probably not very plausible at all, but it's just something that I did consider for a little brief second, is that maybe the sheep is the guy who, you know, mashes our face in near the end of the game, but I don't think that that is the case either. It's probably that the sheep is just the character who went before us. What is incredibly interesting, though, is how we keep encountering traces or just characters themselves every single time we go to a new place in the game. We keep seeing new characters, new racers who would have probably been together with us during the story of the game, or like during gameplay, if we were just playing a normal racing game. But now they're all in different levels of, you know, the entirety of the game. I do have the feeling, though, that just the racers that we encountered in the game also kind of tried to follow the sheep or accidentally fell to, you know, the other levels that we end up in as well, because we encounter them, or we encounter a racer on almost every layer of the game. One of the biggest questions I still have about this game, besides who's this freakish monster guy with a hammer, is mostly just the thing about, was this all in linear order, or did the game sort of bug out and did we just randomly happen to fall upon certain tracks? Because that is the thing that has become very much clear. The game has been bugged or glitched into some kind of degree. We don't know the mysterious entity that, you know, hammers the shit out of us at the end of the game. Could it be some kind of virus? Is it a corrupt piece of code? We just do not know. But we at least do know that the game is bugged to such a degree that things are really, really bad. What I also find kind of fascinating, though, is how a lot of the characters seem to be somewhat aware of what is happening. They have some sort of self-awareness and can think for themselves, even though, technically speaking, if you're a character in a video game, wouldn't you just be a couple of lines of code with set dialogue? Take for an example the rabbit character who cannot feel anything in their own words, and the mouse character who is just like, I'm not supposed to be here. That means that these two characters can kind of think for themselves, right? It should hint at that at least, and it just leaves me with more questions than answers. Which brings me also to the level where there's these people screaming on the ground. Is this originally supposed to be part of the game? Who made this otherwise? Was it the programmers? Was it the evil entity? What exactly was going on? And that also brings me to that character, that entity that kills us at the end of the game. Who is this incredibly vague, weird, creepy looking character? And most of all, what exactly was going on with that finish line too? Was that something he made up? Was it an actual finish line that could allow us to have, you know, escaped and win the game if we decided to do that? I don't know, but this entity is extremely creepy, but I really have no clue where he came from. And it's probably also have to do with the story being intentionally vague. Things are just extremely vague. The finish line, was it just a thing to lure us in? Did the sheep actually die? What happens to the other characters? Who am I even playing as? I know that I'm a purple kitty cat, but what is my name? I don't know. What is actually going on? Are the levels programmed in that way? You would think that this creepy kind of stuff wouldn't be in a racing game unless the programmers intentionally put that in, which, if you break the fourth wall, of course that happened, but if the in-universe programmers made the game, did they really put that stuff in? Because it seems like the characters in the game are aware of that they're in a video game, or at least to a degree that things are being off, and that things shouldn't be this way. It's really, really fascinating to think about, and I think the game intentionally keeps things vague, just so that you start to ask a lot more questions and you get very little answers. One of the most ancient and biggest fears of mankind is the fear of the unknown. If you don't know what is going on, you're a lot more tense and a lot more, you feel a lot more scared. There's a reason why really good horror movies either wait to reveal the monster at the end or just don't reveal the monster in full at all, just to keep the viewer or the consumer of the piece of media like speculating, what could this thing be? And I think Kitty Kart 64 tries to achieve that kind of thing as well by not giving away too much information and giving us a more very loose narrative, trying to make us puzzle the pieces together of exactly what happened. And that also leaves you with a lot of questions.
Oh, and that actually reminds me. What if I told you that I knew more about this game than I let on? What if I told you that this game is actually not quite over yet?
Okay, I kinda lied to you guys. I don't know exactly what the story is. I have no more context than what you can get from the game or the itch.io page. But I will say that I do know that the game continues development. Kitty Kart 64 is now wishlistable on Steam, which in and of itself is just absolutely awesome. But here's another thing. I actually got to play a test build of Kitty Kart 64. And I'm not going to share anything. I want to keep things a secret for the dev team. I made a promise to not reveal anything, but you know what's really cool about this? The game is continuing development, so there is a chance we'll get more answers to what is going on in the story. And to be quite honest, that test build was really good. I had a lot of fun playing the game, and that's why I also checked out the demo, and I'm really curious to see what the team behind this game is cooking up. So yeah, sorry for not giving you more story info, but I do really want to emphasize that this game is now wishlistable on Steam. It's gonna get a full release, so you better wishlist this game on Steam because it's absolutely fantastic. I was just really impressed when playing the test build by this game that I was like, sure, I'll make a video about it too because it's really awesome. And I just cannot wait to give this project just a little more attention because this game, you can just feel the passion that went into it. So that leaves us with, like, my closing thoughts, I suppose. First of all, I do also recommend you check out the soundtrack. The itch.io page has a link, and all of the tracks are on there. You know, some of them are a little spooky, so you might not really want to listen to them when you're chilling or studying. But, like, the first track, the title screen and stuff is pretty good to just chill and listen to if you're into that kind of music. Just give the soundtrack a try. It's really atmospheric, and that's probably the strongest part of the game. Speaking of atmosphere and the strongest parts of the game, I suppose I can also share some thoughts because I did speak to one of the developers, and yeah, I basically got the question of like, if you played the demo and you made a video about it, it could help us to sort of deduce what expectations people have, so I might just share my thoughts as well to also give a little bit of closing thoughts for this video. Yeah, I see some of you clicking away already. You're not interested in this, are you? Anyways, the biggest strength of this game is definitely its atmosphere, and overall it's just presentation. It's extremely strong, and I absolutely love how the music, the ambience, the sound effects too, they create such a good atmosphere. Once you know what is going on, the horror effect kind of dims down, but unlike my second and third time through the game, I did kind of still feel like something could happen, even though I was like, no, they only saved a big scare for near the end. But I was still at the edge of my seat at times, because I felt like, huh, the soundtrack is doing something weird, or I hear these sound effects that I've never heard before. What is going on? Just overall, the graphics, the sound effects, the tracks, everything screams Nintendo 64, and it reminds me also a lot of older DS games I used to play, which were also 3D models with like a pixel filter. That is also something that, you know, this game reminds me a lot of. Specifically Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy for the DS, also because that game was broken as shit, and therefore there were some really weird glitches you could pull off, and that definitely were some similarities here as well. So yeah, that's what I really loved about the game. A lot of the sound design, presentation, and art direction is absolutely fantastic. There are some things that I would have loved to see being done a little bit better, I suppose. There were some things that I was definitely like, this is something that is definitely the weakest part of the game. It's no big gripes I have, to just be clear, but there are some things that could have been done better in my opinion. Whilst I like the fact that the story is mostly abstract and you're left to puzzle things together, a little bit more context would maybe have been nice. The fact that if you just press single player, you're immediately dropped into the game kind of gives me the feeling like, wait, we're going into this very quickly. I don't even know what's gonna happen. Hello? Maybe that's also just part of the horror aspect, but it makes me a little confused, as well as the fact that I have no really kind of idea what the character is who I'm playing as. What's this cat's name? I kind of want to know. But that's just minor story parts. I believe that if the game gets a full release, we'll definitely get more answers to this. After all, this is a demo. But one of the things I did kind of miss in this particular demo was a bit of gameplay, and that sounds a little weird, but let me explain. This game felt really good atmospherically, but the thing is, when it comes to a game perspective, there's very little to do, in my opinion. Now this is very subjective because some people like to play games that are mostly a walking simulator with a good atmosphere, but I kind of still missed a little bit of game, I suppose. I felt like I was driving around and just walking, or like, well, we're in a cart so we're driving, but it could have just been walking as well. We were just doing a lot of walking around and sightseeing, which is nice, but at times I was like, maybe I miss a little bit more game. The only things I can really kind of think of when it comes to, oh, this felt like I was playing a video game and not watching an interactive movie, were things like the balloons that I was popping, or the fact that I had to stay on these billboards to not sink in the mud. Those were the main things that reminded me of, hey, I'm playing a game. And I would like to kind of see a little more of that in the future, because that would make the game just a little bit more interactive and interesting. To end on a good note though, I really like the fact that the game decided to take the sort of scary, ooh, there's a scary monster that kills you, that they waited with that until the end of the game, because that means that not only do you have the entire game's build up to lead up to that climactic moment, but also I'm not a fan of games that constantly try to bombard you with jump scares or stuff like that. It wasn't overly gory, it wasn't overly disgusting, it was just very unsettling due to emptiness and atmosphere, and that is my favorite type of horror, not per se getting chased into oblivion by some kind of creepy monster. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I have nothing more to say. If any of the devs are watching, please leave a comment down below. If I spoil too much, I am sorry, please. Jokes aside though, if the devs are actually watching, you guys made a very awesome game, and best of luck trying to finish this masterpiece of a demo, or like what you're doing, because this is absolutely amazing. I really love this. So yeah, if the full game releases, I'll definitely give it a shot. Don't know when it will release, don't know when I will play it, but if it releases, I will probably have to keep my word and play this game as well on the channel. With all that being said, thank you very much for watching, have a happy Halloween, and I will see you guys in the next video. Yeah, this is kind of different from what I usually do, but yeah, now we did a little spooky. Anyways, once again, thank you for watching, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm XPGamesNL, and I will see you guys all next time. I really hope the subscribe button does that rainbow glowy thing, guys, okay, bye, see you!